Welcome back to another episode of the White Sox March to October. And it's not just any other episode, because today we are set to begin the 2027 World Series in a rematch from last year with the St. Louis Cardinals. This is our fourth straight World Series appearance. If we win, it'll be our fourth straight World Series victory. And we haven't even lost a game in the postseason since Game 2 of the ALDS 2 seasons ago. That puts us on a 28-game playoff winning streak, a 7 playoff series sweep streak, and we need to continue all that for just one more series to lock up our 4th World Series win in a row. But our opponents, the St. Louis Cardinals, they're an odds-defying team in a different way. They should not be here. Even though they were our opponents for last year's World Series, they're only the 23rd ranked team out of 30. Based on talent, based on their attributes, they should be one of the worst teams in the league. Not our World Series opponents, but they managed to win the NL Central this year with an 88-74 record on tiebreakers, it seems, with the Reds. So theoretically, this should be our easiest matchup yet, but I can't take that lightly, because they should have been an easy matchup for everyone else. They should have been an easy matchup for the second ranked, and I'm pretty sure only other 100+ win team, the Dodgers, but they beat the Dodgers in 7 games in the NLCS. So who knows what this team's capable of? And I mean, honestly, just with a quick glance at their lineup here, I don't really know how they're not ranked higher than they are. It feels like this is a really solid set of overalls for a starting lineup. I mean, 2 through 8, all at least an 80 overall or higher. Lineup construction might be a bit iffy though. Maybe kind of goes to show how out of date the logic can be on this game, because Victor Scott probably should not be the leadoff hitter. Or maybe I'm wrong, because he did bat .306 in the regular season. I'm more surprised about who they have on their bench. Tommy Edman at an 88 overall is stuck on the bench. But I mean, man, you've got a 65 overall at first base. I would think move Donovan to first since he can play there. Start Tommy Edman at second. But hey, if they want to shoot themselves in the foot, who am I to stop them? They also have Mason Wynn on the bench, who you could say pretty much the same sort of thing about. Kind of another shocker too, Ryan McMahon's on the bench with what he can do against righties. We're on the versus righties lineup here. Pitching wise, they are definitely at least a little bit weaker. Their number 1 starter is still Shane Bieber. He's still a 95 overall, and he's actually coming off probably his best season yet in this March to October. Rest of the rotation, though, I'm not too impressed by. I mean, you got Tink Hentz at a 77 overall right now as their second starter. He had an over 6 ERA. Matthew Liberatore was not too much better. I actually remember this from last year looking at it. Low-ish stamina combined with low hits per 9, low clutch. Yeah, he can't even get that ERA under. This is like his best year yet. There's really nobody to pay any extra attention to in their bullpen either. Their closer is James Karinchak, who could be kind of tough to hit. Feel like I've dealt with him before, and it's kind of a toss-up whether or not I can hit him or not. But even him, he had a 5.07 ERA as the closer, picking up 45 saves still. How is this team good? I mean, we looked at the hitting. Obviously, the hitting is good. That's probably what carried them. But the pitching seems like it should have been so bad they shouldn't have made it to where they are at. And once again, to quick touch on our roster, there's no differences offensively and no differences on the pitching side either. The roster is the same it's been in the ALCS, same it's been in the division series. Might be the first time that's ever actually happened that the CPU hasn't messed with the roster in between each series. So here we go. Let's get it started. Our 4th World Series of this White Sox March to October starts in the top of the 7th in a 1-1 game with a runner on first and nobody out, and Zach Gallen, he's got his 10 strikeouts already. And man, I thought our offense was going off in the postseason. We're putting up over 6 runs per game, but these Cardinals, it is exactly what I expected. Team ERA of almost 5, but 7.8 runs per game. It is really their offense that's carrying them through this postseason. So if we can quiet that down, and we should be able to with how good our pitching is, we hopefully should have another easy sweep in front of us. And of course, this is maybe the most obvious thing that was going to happen after I criticized their lineup construction. It is the 65 overall first baseman that went deep. On our side, we've got 7 hits, only 1 run's come across though, and it's Colin Houck driving him in, because who else? But Zach Gallen, 73 pitches in, has plenty left in the tank. So we're definitely going to stick with him for the time being, although that's not what we want to see. That's going to get him all the way up to 3rd, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know. You can't take anything for granted. Pitching has been easy for us for the most part in this March to October through all 4 years, let alone just this year. But at any point, the legend CPU can kick in, and pitching doesn't have to be as easy as it's been. So we still got to make sure we do what we can do, and making pitch releases like that, that's not what we want to do. There we go. That's a perfect knuckle curve. Big strikeout too. Now if we get a ground ball double play, that gets us out of the inning with no runs allowed, which actually in hindsight I probably should have brought the defense in for that last batter, so it's a good thing that didn't come into play. Ooh, okay, they were trying something there. I'm lucky. And then we get another punch out. Contreras can't get the bunt down, and he punches out. Now they need a hit from the 9-hole hitter. And actually, this one does have me worried. He's the one that went deep, like I said, and he's the one that I badmouthed, saying he shouldn't even be in the lineup. Ah, but we're going to strike him out, too. What a job by Gallen there. Runner on third with nobody out, just strikes out the next 3 batters in a row. I'd be hyped up too. I am hyped up. And man, Shane Bieber for them is starting the 7th inning. He's at, well, 96 pitches now, 1 pitch into the inning. And wow, he's getting me to roll over with Colin Houck on a 91-mile-per-hour fastball. I feel like that's always my problem with Bieber. I don't face him enough to remember, but his fastball is not as fast as I think it is. I always think he's like a hard-throwing upper 90s guy, but that 4-seam coming in at 91, you got to slow the bat down. Ooh, and then that slider, I didn't like that. I really didn't like that. I mean, that all comes back to needing to slow the bat down, and I definitely did not. I probably would have been too early even if it was a fastball. And, ooh, actually, you got a bad jump? No, it's not gonna. That's such a good swing, too, man. Gotta get some more lift under it, Lawler. All right, well, I'm not the biggest fan of that, going down 1-2-3 in our first inning. That's not. He's going for 2. I made a bad throw. Are you kidding me? Dude, that was a free out, and I was focused too much on the runner window thing, looking at him going to second, than I was actually making a good throw. All right, well, we needed that. Gallen's got to work himself out of a tough spot again. That's a good start. Ooh, he's trying to steal third, and he's going to get it. I don't even know if a perfect throw gets him. Was I not paying attention, man? Because that's upsetting. If he took an extra lead off a second and I didn't notice that with a lefty up, that's a free pickoff. Just with how the game works. When there's a lefty up, and now let's focus more on making a good pitch than talking about the flawed mechanics of the game. Now we're losing. Is that the first? I don't think it is. I was going to say, is that the first run that I've allowed in this postseason, but I don't think it is. I think I've allowed a run or 2, but in those times I've been up by like 5 when that happens. All right, that one shouldn't be dropping in. All that did was remind me how he scored it, or they scored their run. Not only should they have not been on base, shouldn't have had second base, and now we're losing. I don't know. We shouldn't worry. We have scored so many runs in every game so far that being down 1, even this late, shouldn't be a worry. I just need to not miss the pitches right down the middle. Hello? Okay, Fletcher. You didn't need to hit him, Shane. That was ball 4 anyway. Just missed the plate. Don't hit my guy. Guess that's enough to get him out of the game, though. I'm actually a little surprised. He still had quite a bit of energy left. So who do we have then? Who are they going to? Kyle Finnegan? Think this guy throws a lot harder. Now we got to speed the bats up. Much bigger PCI, though. Come on, Hayes. Dude, he's wild. First 2 pitches missed by a ton. Oh, and then the next one was right down the pipe. I'm too early on 99. That's got to get down in the gap. I can't go, though. It's not going to. We didn't get more of that? Dude, I thought that was hit hard enough it was going to one-hop the wall or something. That wasn't even close. I mean, hopefully 8-pitch AB like that sets up Vlad. And Vlad is due. He's doing uncharacteristically little in this postseason lately, I feel like. His batting average is down to 214. And I don't know. I really don't understand how I'm not hitting this 2-seam. That time I was just late. PCI's off of it. I can't. I really don't want to go into the bottom of the 9th still losing, man. It's a lot of pressure. There we go, and we're not going to. Or at least we're much less likely to. Luis Robert Jr. finally waking up again. I mean, this very much could be his last ride with the White Sox. So he needed to do something. He's been so quiet in this postseason, and that's a huge swing right there. And Duran, nope, can't get that down the line on Arenado, but we'll be content with the Luis Robert Jr. 2-run shot to give us the lead. Puts us in a spot where we can wrap it up here in the top of the 9th. And he hasn't had many chances yet in this playoff run with how dominant we've been, but Crochet coming in for a big time 1-run lead save. Oh, and we caught him looking on the fastball. Okay, that's a good start. 2 to go. Okay, and that's right to Lawler. That should be out number 2. And we got Newt Barr to chase. What a game 1 win. That's like the first game with any drama in this whole playoff run, I feel like. And once again, we come out on top. That's 29 wins in a row now. We're 1 win away from a 30-win streak. So there we go, man. 1 more in the books. I wish momentum actually did something come playoff time, but I've still never really seen any difference depending on how much momentum you have. But we got 1 more game at home. If all goes right, this will be our last home game of the season, and again, it's going to be a 1-1 tie, except this time it's bottom of the 7th. So let's get right into it. Let's take ourselves another late inning lead here. Get this one wrapped up all nice and quick. And man, I'm not gonna lie, it's really becoming one of my pet peeves every time we make the World Series, and I guess I can't show it now because there's nothing to replay, so let's wait till after this pitch. But anyway, this World Series patch on the jersey, it covers up part of the logo. It's so frustrating to me. Why does it do that? I don't know. That's probably such a little thing that I should not be focusing on, but let's see what we've got here. Tommy Edman has a triple for them. I feel like that's tough to do in this stadium. We only have 5 hits and a walk against their guy who had a 6 ERA in the regular season, and we've struck out 8 times. No extra base hits. Austin Hayes the only one to drive one in. Schuster's got double-digit strikeouts again. This might be the first run, though, that he's allowed in the postseason. I'm not sure about that one. But let's see what Houck can do to take the lead. Still batting over 400 in the playoffs, and yeah, that's probably not what we wanted to do there. All right, well, Schuster does still have a lot of energy left, though. I'll stick with him for now. Bottom of the order and everything, but I won't really hesitate to take him out. Still, even with how good he and Jake Eater have proven to be, I'm not always the biggest fan of pitching with them with only their 3-pitch mix. There we go, though. I mean, it works there. Ooh, they're going to the bench, though. Mason Wynn coming out to hit in the 9-hole. I mean, Schuster had such a good at-bat last time, though. I'm not going to make any changes. And there we go, right to short. That should be an easy out for Lawler. Oh, and the fastball on the up and in corner gets Edman looking. I think that's 15 strikeouts for Schuster. Let's try and get him this win. Let's try and do what we did last game and take this lead here now in the bottom of the 8th instead of waiting to walk it off. Oh my God, and did Langoliers do it too? Oppo. So back-to-back games, we have a go-ahead 8th inning opposite field home run. Honestly, on pitches I probably shouldn't be taking to the opposite field. I should be getting around on those, probably hitting him 400 plus feet. But 386 to the opposite field counts just the same, and there we go, man. 1 swing in the bottom of the 8th, and there it is. Dude, Langoliers has been such a good pickup too. I really, I feel like thinking back to when I was making the trade, I wasn't even all that excited to get him, but he's just been so good, especially when I use him. I have such a good time with his swing. And now we get to see another new arm, Andre Payante. He's already made 6 appearances in this playoff run. Ooh, and Lawler, I didn't get much of that. That's 2 now today. 1 with Hayes last game, and that one where I thought it was hit much deeper into that gap. Fletcher seems like he kind of got a hold of that one, though. How far is that going? Is that just gonna leave? Okay, Fletcher, flash the power a little bit there. I did not think that was a great swing at all. That just kind of kept going. The complete opposite of what I just had with Lawler. Thought I got a lot more with Lawler, and then it didn't even make it close to the track. And that one, I didn't think I got much of it at all with Fletcher, and that one just left. All right, well, that's big now. That was even bigger. Now we have a 2-run lead. We've got some cushion. And that one, yep, just didn't quite get around on it, and Hayes doesn't quite have the power on a swing like that. Vlad, though, I think that's going to drop in. Okay, we're not done yet. Ooh, Robert to the gap. How fast is Vlad feeling today? In the cold of late October, how fast is 38 speed gonna carry him? He's in. Another RBI extra base hit for Robert. He's finally figuring things back out again. We have a 3-run lead. This game is starting to feel really good. Ooh, and Duran might have just driven in another. I'm going for it. Man, a good throw gets me easily. Oh, and that actually fooled me. I thought that was going to break the other way. I thought that was a slider that was going to hang. I will take the inning I had, though. 4 runs to make this not even a save situation. I was all ready to bring in Crochet for 2 straight saves. Now I don't need to. Now we can try and get Schuster a complete game. I mean, he does still have to face 2, 3, 4 in a good hitting lineup, but there's 2. And that should be the 3-hitter dealt with. Not even quite to the track. Never in doubt. And there's strike 3 to end it. A 30-game playoff winning streak. And that, if all goes well, will be our last home game of 2027. We've just got 2 more wins to wrap up another World Series title. And I accidentally skipped right to it without thinking. But game 3 on the road, we're starting out with a 1-0 lead. But this is where we're going to go ahead and call things for today. Next episode should be us wrapping up our 4th straight World Series title. And then after that, we're right on to year 5. So make sure you guys don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching again, though. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time.